Good morning, Ruth Green Hornets. It's Mrs. Ambrose, and today is Friday, October 20th. Happy Friday. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led in a separate video. Do you still have your VIP card? Well, keep doing the right thing because you never know when I'm going to call for a VIP reward. Also wanted to mention, today is the Walkathon Assembly at 10 a.m. Can't wait to see everybody who's been invited, and we'll be live streaming it on Teams if your teacher wants to watch it. I want to also remind you today is a half day of school. We dismiss at 11:55 because we have parent-teacher conferences today. If your family is not aware that there is conferences and that we have a half day, make sure you call home. You can call from the phone in your classroom if you know the phone number, or if need be, please come down to see Miss Chris and Miss Connie so we can get a hold of your family. I also wanted to tell you that on Tuesday, it's Texas Roadhouse Night at Fort Greene. 10% of all proceeds go towards Green Elementary. Tell your family you want to go out for steak on Tuesday. Now it's time for shout outs. Have you been doing the right thing? Have you been working hard? Well, listen up because maybe you're going to hear your name. From Miss Obany. Miss Obany would like to shout out Brooklyn Clark and Alexander Woodward for scoring an A+ on their Unit 1 math test. Wow, how impressive. From Miss Amore, William Stump for doing his very best, Junior Forte for showing good self-control and for being a good friend, Khalil Stroud for showing off his multiplication skills today, Malachi and Malik Griggs for understanding what it means to live up to expectations, Andrew Walker for his great sense of humor and big smile, Christian Simmons for working hard and doing his best, and Eileena Pinnell for always giving her best effort. She's such a hard worker. From Miss Dorsey, shout out to Adele Tab for being a responsible bathroom monitor. From Mrs. Schlesinger, Team 101, thank you for being amazing for Mrs. West. I appreciate everyone's great behavior when I was out. Darren, thank you for always being honest. It is refreshing and a great quality to have. Malaya Watson, keep working hard even though you may be shy. Your willingness to work hard does not go unnoticed. Skylar, what a fantastic day you had yesterday. Seeing you smile and participating throughout the day was wonderful. From Mr. Kosha, Chastity, Jason, and Timya for their hard work. I apologize. For hard work and positive attitude. From Mrs. Mason, Gracie for always doing your best on your classwork, Mackenzie Miller for always being kind, and Tori Jones for being an awesome friend to our new student. From Mrs. Leslie to my entire class, we had perfect attendance 2 days this week. Way to go, Mrs. Leslie's class. From Mrs. Miglio and Mrs. Vihar, Cleveland Moore, Matthew Barnes, Noah Hussey, Journey Williams for being so helpful with classmates this week. From Ms. Sharp, Yana Fedorchik, thank you for being a great helper. Darius Gilbert, Elliot Tober, and Oliver Fedamore, thank you for always being responsible and reliable when someone needs a buddy. Kai Ward, welcome to Green Elementary. We are happy to have you join our class. From Ms. Castiglione, Kyle Khan for being able to do his work without help, Melise Thomas for being a good friend and helper, and Delman Whitson for sharing with his friends. From Mrs. Pudlow, Makari for helping his classmates with their reading, Maddox for being kind and patient. From Mr. Kwicky, I would like to shout out Landon Lee. Thank you for setting the example for the class on following all of our school expectations. I would also like to shout out Cassidy for being a nice friend to others. From Mrs. Costa, Tyrone Smith, Student of the Week, Bailey Dinkins for being helpful, and Jana Davis for always keeping calm. From Mrs. Tominski, I would like to shout out my entire class for cooperating and working hard with their groups on our engineering project. I would also like to shout out Amir Taylor for challenging himself by adding more detail to his opinion writing piece. From Mrs. Nemitz, Samaya Jada, Delasia Richard, and Autumn Lawton for being organized and keeping their desk supplies neat. Kenyati Lyons, Michaela Coleman, and Caden Sanders, Delasia Richard, and Justice Ross for always following hallway expectations, and for being a role model for others. And from Mrs. Taylor, Avery and Adam for reading and sharing information about countries with Mrs. Opany's class. Serenity for working hard to sound out her words to help her spell them in front of the entire class. Wow, that's a lot of shout outs. You guys have been working hard this week. Keep up the hard work and following the expectations. If you didn't hear your name on the shout outs this week, we have next week. So keep doing the right thing and working hard, and maybe next week you'll hear your name on the shout outs. I hope you have a wonderful half day and a great weekend. Repeat after me. Ruth Green Hornets are respectful, responsible, and ready. I fly right with Hero. Have a great Friday. Bye.